Hi, I'm LDS in Medium, and thank you so much for tuning in today. I want to try to bring religion and spirituality closer together, and this is what this pod is all about. I will talk about my own thoughts and feelings as I am both LDS and have spiritual gifts, something that I've had my whole life, but I always thought that it was hard to combine these gifts with my religion. This has torn me into two directions, and I have talked to many people who feel the same way. I can't choose not to have my spiritual gifts, but I can choose how I use them. And I always want to use them for good and to help others. I believe my heavenly parents gave them to me for a reason. So, this is me. Join my quest for knowledge.
So, today I'm here with a special guest. You will not guess who it is. It's my
lovely sister.
Yes, it is. Because today we were thinking about doing an episode to summarize this year that we've had. It was the 11th of November 2020 that we released our first episode. We didn't know what we're getting ourselves into. We had no idea of where we would land with this project that we just thought about doing. So this time we would like to take a look back at the year that has gone by and to everything that we've learned so far.
So 1 year, it has gone by so fast. Do you know which episode was the most listened to?
Well, I think it was the teaser.
Yeah, so after the teaser was like the morning meditation prayer and the first episode, You're Never Alone. And that's actually kind of what the pod is about. And that people that have spiritual gifts and are religious, they're not alone. There are more people out there. And that's what you wanted to show.
I sometimes listen to tarot, and sometimes I go to YouTube and I scroll down and I find something that catches my eye. And this lady doing tarot, she talked about when I tuned into what I was supposed to listen to, I could choose from different piles. And she told me that my destiny, if I am to believe that, is to help a minority of something to get a voice. And I was just smiling to myself. Yes, I'm trying to help a minority of LDS people with awakening spiritual abilities to find their voice. And I was just smiling there, and I called my sister and said, you know what? This was so much fun to listen to because it really hit home. Whether you believe in tarot reading or not, I can only speak for myself. Since I've taken classes, it has a lot to do with intuition. It has a lot to do with connecting to other realms and getting inspiration and messages. So for me, it's just part of gifts that we all have. And so I don't see it as necessarily evil or bad. It's just information, and you can choose to listen to it or you can choose not to. But that was just very accurate. So I was smiling when I listened to that one.
Guess how many episodes we've actually done this year? I mean, we were talking about when we started that we were going to do 1 episode a month, and then suddenly it felt like too little. So we said, okay, we'll try for 1 episode a week. But how many episodes do you think? I mean, now we're recording this a little bit before, but do you know what today's episode is? What number we have actually?
No, that's your job. I'm just talking. I have absolutely no clue how many episodes we've done. You have to tell me.
Okay, so today is episode 99. And we're going to release 1 more episode because this Sunday it's Father's Day here in Sweden. So we're going to release the Father's Day episode, and that'll be episode 100.
Woohoo!
So during this year, we did quite a few more episodes than we have thought that we would. And especially when somebody had the bright idea, let's do a Tony Robbins challenge. And I know I was swamped that week. I was like doing 2 challenges at the same time, kind of. But we did the Tony Robbins, and I'm really grateful for it because I think we learned a lot. But each day added how many episodes again?
5.
Yeah, so 5 days, 5 episodes. That's like 25 extra episodes that I had to edit.
Because you're so good at it.
So, did we make all the episodes that we were planning in the beginning? Did we make them all?
No. I think that's how it should be. Life is flexible and it's fluid. It's not supposed to be fixed. It has to be room for changes because life is full of surprises and changes. So we've put some in that we hadn't planned, and then we've taken some out that we haven't yet had time to do, or that I haven't had inspiration or feel like I need to do some more research before I finish them. So we still have quite a few that's in my head, and some are on paper and some are waiting to be recorded. But like we said, this is just the first year. This was our test year. This is a pilot. It's a try. And I think we excelled in at least what I thought we would manage, what we would do.
Yeah, the pilot year. So when it comes to the chakras, we introduced the 5D chakras, and we still have 2 more that I'm going to release before this episode. But we're saving the last, is it 2?
3.
The last 3 we're going to be saving maybe till next year. We'll see. And because you said something about the chakras right now before we started this episode.
Well, yeah, since we have friends in high places, or that's just a figure of speech, but our friend Tim has been talking about some extra additional chakras that has starting to open up. And so I just wanted to look into that some more before we release the higher chakras, the causal chakra, the soul star chakra, and the stellar gateway. That will come eventually. So I'm curious as well to see what the new chakras that are added to the first 7 3D chakras, and now we have the 12 chakra system. And now there's going to be some additional chakras too, so it's going to be interesting.
Yeah, I'm just looking through my notes, and first I read this whole book that we were supposed to talk about, but we haven't yet, and it's called The Heavens Are Opened. But at the back of it, I wrote actually some ideas I had for more pods, and one pod that I really wanted to do that I haven't done yet, and something that I really want to dig into with the research is breathwork. I want to make some meditations with breathwork, so you can just listen to them and do some breathwork during the day when you're having a hard time or when you need some extra strength. And so that's one that I want to do. And I wanted to do the intuition training. That'll be fun. And also, I want to go through this book and many others, because really this year I've been getting back into reading. I have so many new interesting books. Some of them both of us have, and so we're going to be reading them and talking about them.
I'm reading Mark Gungor, After Your Way to a Better Marriage. I've started to listen to a lot of relationship YouTube videos, and I found him, and I love him and John Gray and Mars Venus. So I'm nerding myself into that, because when I start listening to how they view male, female, I realized that I pretty much have done every error that you could possibly do in the marriage that I had. And so hopefully I've learned something and will look for a better outcome in the future. But I'm doing it for my sake, because I think it's really fascinating. I can see how my thought pattern has influenced me. And one of the things that they say is don't be too hard on yourself. And when I started learning about male, female, and how much I have to accept that I have to take responsibility for my life and whatever happens in it, then it gives me power, but it also made me really sad. But then he said, what you know now, you didn't know then. And that's so true. If I had had all those tools, then maybe my life would look different. But if my life looked different, then I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be able to stand here talking to you, and this year would not have been possible. And so I just see a divine intervention in my life, and how much Heavenly Father really loves me to ruin my life in order to rebuild it better. And so I really look forward to next year, because we have some plans on doing some personal development and work with ourselves. And I think that would be a really nice journey to be on, especially regarding finding balance in spirituality and in our everyday LDS life.
Yeah, you talked a little bit about next year, so I'll go there too. So next year, what we've been talking about, we're going to make it into a year of self-discovery and self-development. What better year to do it than 2022, right? Let's become the best version of ourselves. And we'll keep reading the Book of Mormon from a spiritual perspective, or actually you do. We'll divide it up a little bit next year, so we have different things that we're going to be doing. You're going to introduce the new chakras, and also I will be doing more research into spiritual themes and trainings. So if you're new at this, don't worry. I'll explain some words, I'll explain different takes on things, and we'll tie it into our religion and how spirituality and religion can be combined. We'll connect to spiritual energies around the world, and we're hoping that we can make it kind of a round the world trip in our minds. So I'm really looking forward to that. It's going to be interesting to see if we can tie it all together. And it's going to be a wild journey that we hope that we can do in person maybe one time in the future.
Yeah, because when we started this, we really wanted to do a trip, like a physical trip. We wanted to travel around the world to these places and just soak in the energies and just do meditations on spot and maybe live stream it. And it would have been such a wonderful thing. But due to COVID and how the world has looked and how crazy it's been, we decided to try to do it in a virtual way instead and just do it from home and research and just try to meditate ourselves to the places and to see and feel the energies that surround us in this earth.
Yeah, so what have you learned during this year, and what has the pod brought into your life?
Well, I've always known that I've been different. I've always searched for things that maybe normal LDS person didn't. I've been intrigued by near-death experiences and mediality, seances, tarot reading, and healing. Of course, I've been really into healing and drawn to healing ever since I was small and young. And for me, it's having one foot in, I don't know how to say it, but having a testimony that I actually have about the church and the truth of the church and how the plan of salvation and our time here on earth and what we're supposed to learn here. And then being brought up in a home where mediality has been frowned upon as not good. And cards are evil and so much about that. It's been like a part of me has been dirty. A part of me has been bad. I've had to hide it away because it hasn't been approved of. And I've been working on this with myself ever since I started to take my first mediality class. And going to those kind of classes, I've been talking to myself, how can I take this information? How can I fit it into the reality that I live in, where we have a God and we have Jesus Christ, we have the plan of salvation, we have this earth. How can I fit this piece into my puzzle? And so that's a journey that I've been on for the past, well, my entire life, but I've actively done it for the past 10 years maybe. Yeah, pretty much 10 years. And now I feel like talking about it and putting words on it, it has made it even more real in my heart. And I've felt like my puzzle is starting to come together. I'm starting to see the picture of who I am and what I want to become. And so this journey has really helped me. And everything leading up to where I am today, even though it's been really hard. And I talked to a friend today and she said, why do we have to have these feelings? And I said, well, a diamond doesn't get created in an instant. It takes time and it takes pressure and it takes a lump of coal. And so I feel like I'm still that lump of coal put under pressure, and maybe someday I'll be this brilliant diamond, but I'm still on my path. I'm still working on me. I'm still finding my way. Maybe diamond's too much, but I'd love to be a butterfly, and I've been to the caterpillar and I've been in my cocoon, and I'm trying to spread my wings and fly now. And this year has really helped me to redefine who I am, to put words to what I believe, and to really say that I believe that I'm a daughter of God has helped so much to anchor that knowledge, not just in my heart, but in my soul. And that helps so much in my everyday life, because that is the one foundation that I can fall back to and really rely on Him to help me through my trials and my hard times. But luckily, I'm having so much more better days now than I used to have. So I think overall life is actually a wonderful experience right now.
Yeah, and what I've learned during this year is how little I know in the field. And since I really love research, I'm really looking forward to digging into the different kinds of spirituality, presenting it to you so you can know where to go and look for things. And also something that I have been really bad at all these years that I've been living is I've been living and I've been busy and I haven't taken a lot of time for self-reflection. And something that I found this year was called Here's Your Assignment, and we'll talk about it a little bit more. But this life, we're here to learn lessons. And there are no mistakes, just lessons. So you will keep repeating the lesson until you learned it. And unless you look at your life and the patterns you're doing and find those patterns until you learn the lesson that you're supposed to learn, you're going to be repeating it over and over. And so I've been looking back in my life to see which patterns have I been repeating and what is it that I have to learn about it. And I'm going to share a lot of that with you during the next year. I'm hoping to create like a workbook so I can help you also. First, so I can work through things because I really love to be organized and to get new thoughts and thinking about things in new ways. And I've also taken a lot of time this year. I've slowed down a lot. My mind has slowed down, which has been amazing. I've taken out a lot of things that aren't necessary in my life. And just like yoga and meditations are things that really helped my mind to slow down a little bit and be more present here and now. That's also something that I'm working a lot on. And I think this podcast has really opened up to first our discovering more about our heavenly parents and our divinity, and also just trying to find tranquility in a world that is becoming more and more chaotic all around us. And I'm also looking at people differently with more patience and more love, because every single one of them is a sister or a brother. And it's something that I've always been told, but I haven't really stopped and reflect on it. So I think my heart has really opened up this year, which has been very amazing. And also I brought a lot of the things that I've taught into our lives. And yeah, that's kind of what this year has taught me. And the next year, I promise you, will be even better. Also, I think I learned a lot about you, and I'm sure you learned a lot about me, things that we never knew, and we're having a really good time enjoying each other's companies. We've met so many times this year, so many more times than even though we live in the same city. I mean, this year has been pretty amazing that way also, so it's a great bonus.
Yeah, and I love to go out for walks in the mornings, especially weekend mornings. And I love just calling you up and walking in the woods and talking to you, because when I talk to you, I get so much inspiration. I get so many thoughts and it just comes to me. So I really, really appreciated having you there by my side so I could talk to you. And we literally discuss this pod and we talk it into existence just by walking out there and planning things. And I can't describe in words how much you mean to me and for just believing in me and helping me do this. So just from the bottom of my heart for the past year, thank you so, so much.
Yeah, thank you. I mean, this is a great journey to be a part of. And I think it's getting us really close together, which I really personally love. And so, well, from me, I just wanted to say thank you to you and you and you and you, to everybody who's listening. When we started out the pod, we had like a little competition. I asked how many listenings, like how many downloads are we going to get in 1 year? And you were right, I think. You guessed 5,000 and I said 6,000. And I'm just going to be off with maybe 1,000. So you won. I think right now we're on 4,500 something. And by the time we release this episode, I think we're going to be pretty close to 5,000 if we haven't surpassed it a little bit. Anyways, thank you very much. I hope that you enjoyed this year, and thank you for letting us into your lives. It's amazing to be standing here and talking and having people from all over the world listen. I mean, it's an amazing experience. And so it's been great. I wish I could know you all personally, but all things in due time. I'm sure someday maybe we'll meet. Maybe we'll take this amazing journey around the world and just visit all the energetic sites. Maybe you like me. I mean, I've always dreamt about going to Egypt and to the pyramids. So all these kind of places that I never thought about until I learned that they're all like force centers. Even the Bermuda Triangle is somewhere I always wanted to go. And so, but we'll do that later. But thank you so much for listening. And yeah, I love you. That's my new big heart talking.
Yeah, well, someone said, why are you doing the pod in English? I was like, yeah, I'm this Swedish dude or lady from Sweden. And so why did I do the pod in English? But now that we look at the statistics, we have 79% downloads the US of A. We have 6% from Sweden, 2% Germany, then 1% France, Australia 1%, England 1%. So mostly English-speaking countries. So I'm glad that we decided to do this. Otherwise, we probably wouldn't even have hit 200 downloads this year if we just stick to Swedish. So I'm really, really happy that we decided to do it this way. And me too. I'm feeling so blessed. I feel so happy for this journey that I've come to be part of. And I'm so grateful for the people that have gotten back to me and that has told me that the pod has made a difference for them and that it mattered, because the only thing I want is to meet people like me and make them understand that they matter. You all matter. To me, you matter. And I'm just so grateful for you. I really do hope that we can meet someday. My dream is to be able to talk to you and to hear your stories, to hear your gifts, and to help shed more light on who we are as divine souls and what we're sent on this earth to do. And I truly believe that we're here to prepare for the second coming of Christ. And we're here to help the world, the earth, raise its vibration. And we can only do that through love and by doing it together. I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you. I've really enjoyed this year. I've enjoyed the topics, but most of all, it's been an inner journey for me, an inner journey of healing and on finding myself, my inner self, on really, truly finding who I am as a soul person and as a daughter of heavenly parents. And so, from one soul to another, be the light, share the light, spread the light, shine.
This is my journey. Thank you so much for keeping me company today. Please download, like, share, and subscribe, and help spread the light and spread the word to expand our community. Let's bring more love, peace, and unity to this world. Take care of yourself and your loved ones. Always be grateful, kind, and loving. Be brave and remember to step out of your comfort zone and smile. If you support us on Patreon, you will get access to our meditations and extra materials so you can download them as MP3. Also, we now have a Facebook group, which you can access from our Facebook community. Please answer the questions as you apply to participate. It will be a safe haven where we can keep discussing religion and spirituality, our spiritual gifts, and self-development. Remember, one person can make a difference, but together we can change the world.